Hello, Eric again. Today we're going to be working on scaling out a truck, and I ended up picking up this. It's a Sky RC scale setup. Okay, comes with 4 scales. They're left front, left rear. They're marked all the way around. They got to go on the same spots as the wheels. That's kind of a no-brainer. Okay. This is what it's going to look like in the beginning. Okay? Right now it's all zeroed. As soon as you start, hit this tear button. That resets all your scales to 0, which is where you want to start. When you grab your car, make sure your battery's in it, make sure it's plugged in, and on a slash, the battery wire, if you put it out the left-hand side and loop it around, basically make sure your battery wires come out the same every time, because if you plug it in and the battery's flipped over and it's going out, it will change your scale weights. So when you set your car down, put it down in the center of the scales. Try not to push it too much. Okay, now you're going to see that this car, the side-to-side scale, is at 50-50. That's good. On a Bandit, they've always been light in the front end. 33% of the weight is in the front. 67% of the weight is in the back. On a Slash, it's going to be about 38% of the weight is in the front. 62% of the weight is in the rear. If you ever notice your car coming into the corner and you're turning the wheels and the car's not steering, that's called pushing. Put a spacer on top of each back spring, which I'll get into that in a minute, and that'll put more weight down on your front end. So, back to getting this scaled. Normally whenever I do this, for the video it's going to be different because I got to be able to show you guys. I always set my iPad right in the front, just the way the car is sitting. I've set it over here like this, and you'll get mixed up on which one's right front, left front, and all that stuff. So, the 50-50 weight you want to the side. This one here, I'm not sure if you can see it, it's right front, left rear. So now we're talking corner balancing, this tire and this tire, and then this tire and this tire. If you look, you got 52% on my right front over here on these 2 tires. You got 48% on these 2 tires. So what you want to start off is you pop the body off and you take the same size spacers and you put it on the light weight spots. And you always want to do both corners at one time. Okay, I guess I got some shock work to do because I'm missing my top cap. But I'm going to keep going. Don't worry about them parts. Okay, now you'll notice that this one went up to 51 on the ones I just put the spacers on. And we're 49 here. So the spacers I just put in are too thick. So we got to pull them back out. Because these were the medium small thickness. And the first time you're doing this is kind of a guessing game. So I'm going to take the thin ones and I'm going to put them back in the same spots and see where we end up. Okay, we're still at 49, 51, or 49 and 50. We're getting really close. Side weight's pretty close. So at this point in time, what I'm going to do is, because we're a little bit light on this back corner, I'm going to put one spacer in this front, which is going to bring my side weight up a little bit. It'll basically put more down pressure on this tire, which should help all my settings. And once you guys do this a couple times, it gets easier to figure out where you got to put the spacers. I struggled with it in the beginning because it's kind of confusing. Now, as you can see, what I just did was wrong. So we're going to try it again. On this type of shock, they're not very exacting. If you have the screw down ones, they're a lot easier to deal with. Okay, so we got to put a little bit more weight on the right rear tire. A little bit of weight here. We're going to put it on the right rear. I'm going to say that's about as close as we're going to get. Okay, now we just hit 50-50. Okay, once this is all, we got 50-50 on the cross balance, we got 50-50 side to side. And now you're going to notice that we have 33% and 67%. Like I said before, Bandits are very heavy in the back because of the way they're set up with the motor back here. The ESC, all that stuff is right on the back end of the truck. There's nothing on the front end like there is on a Slash. Which is why I built this body to put everything up in the front. This one here, I cast my own mold and took a vacuum form. I'll get to a video on that one of these days. I gotta finish it. But I want to put a little bit more weight down on the front end. So I've got everything corner balanced. And I take two of the same size spacers, and I'm going to put them on the back, which should now it's at 33% on the front, 67% on the back. Okay, so that put a little bit more front end pressure down. Like I said, it'll go back to 50-50. Right now I am missing the top part of my shock that the spacers are supposed to sit up against. I didn't realize that till I started making a video. When you're all done, pick your car up, make sure all the numbers are set to 0, and set it back on there. Kind of wiggle it around a little bit. And a lot of the times the scales get a little bit messed up, and this is just double checking your work. Now you can see we're at 50-50 again, 33 and 67, and we're at 50 and 49 on the cross balance. You know, we are very, very close. I'm going to live with that. So this is very beneficial to do when you're racing. Now if you're racing oval, of course you're going to set it up different. I haven't raced oval, but you're going to want to put a lot more weight. I believe it is on the right front tire to push more down pressure here. But I'm not 100% sure on that. But that's about all I have for scaling. It's pretty easy once you start doing it. It's kind of confusing, but you got to watch the numbers, and when you get your left and right correct, and then you work on your corner balancing. So, and when you're, like I said, the corner balance, put the same spacers in at first to get it close, and then you can do one at a time to get it perfect. So, but that's about it. Have a good one. Bye.